Thanks for staying with us and welcome back. Our next guest is a charming lady whose satisfaction lies in the provision of free learning tools to the youth by creating, guess what, libraries. Co-founder of ZODML, an NGO founded in 1999 to honor the legacy of her father, Ifeoma Esiri is a legal practitioner and philanthropist, as well as a trustee of Child Line, which is an NGO that caters for street children. It's time to dissect bridging the digital divide, libraries as a gateway for youths of today with Ifeoma. Yeah?
Yes. Hi.
So,
thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, how can libraries help young people get better access to digital tools considering today's technology?
Well, I mean, if you imagine libraries as what they really ought to be, which is that they should be public spaces, and access to them should be free.
Okay.
And then if you can try to reimagine libraries in the sense of libraries continuing to keep pace with the world around it. And so if you look at the times we're in, where it's a digital era, there's no opinion about that. It's a fact. A lot of companies talk about digital transformation. They're moving a lot of their activities and the way they work, the way they produce the various items that they offer to the public. They're moving all those processes to digital platforms. Learning as well is very digital. The young people today, Gen Zs and Generation Alpha, they're born digital.
Sure.
That's what they know. Yeah. And so you have to imagine that a library, in order to be relevant, has to really cater for these needs. And then when you look at the needs, so you ask yourself, how would that happen? How do you do that?
How do you transit from the normal library that we know?
Yes.
Books.
Yeah. Yeah. The normal library that we know is paper. You have paper books, and sometimes you might have audio books. And that's still relevant. People still like to have a book to read. They still like to borrow a book. They still like to consult books. But the library that's going to bridge the gap of the digital divide, and we're talking about, and particularly in Nigeria, we're talking about a significant percentage of the young population that do not have access to digital devices. So most of them have their phone. And a lot of them do have smartphones. So a lot of them would be able to access the internet from that smartphone they have. But they also need to understand how to do that, where to look, what skills they need to get the best out of the internet.
yeah.
And these are the things that a library that is focused on trying to bridge that gap between those that have access, those that know what the digital devices and how they perform, how they can be used optimally, and those that don't have access. And when I say that quite a lot of the young people have smartphones, a good number of them don't. If they have a phone at all, it might be I don't know what they call them. The Android. The Android. Android is digital.
The local one. They just the touchlights kind of.
Exactly. Oh, touchlight.
They get all kinds of names.
Yes. And so what a library would do is have devices. The best would be computers, laptops, and tablets that they can access the internet with, and then library staff can guide them and train them, and they need to acquire digital skills, because as I said, companies are moving digital transformation and all the rest of it. So after you've left school, and you're looking at the workplace where you're going to work, most people would expect you to have some basic knowledge of the digital world.
Yeah, which is why I'm surprised that you talked about just the Gen Zs and the Alpha, even us ancestors. You know, like I have 2 libraries on my phone, because now, for people like me who normally is lazy picking up hardback or whatever books, I read my books on. And it's helped me to do a lot more reading.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's an aside.
Yeah.
Now, you are a lawyer and a philanthropist at the same time. How important are laws in supporting efforts to give young people digital access to libraries?
How important is
law? Because we need to control, you know, what we all,
the digital world has
throws at us.
Throws at us.
How does the law protect
for the
what comes
ones.
out? How do we, control what is borrowed? Because sometimes you find materials that are not to be exposed to people on digital spaces.
I think any library would be very, very cautious with what it allows access to. In our library, we offer free Wi-Fi, so people that come there access the internet on their devices and some of the devices that we provide. And it's difficult. All you have to do is you have a set of rules. You say these are sites that you're not supposed to access from our space. So sites that are harmful to children, sites that are illegal for whatever reason, the dark web and all the rest of it. We say that as a rule, and of course, if we check from the history what sites have been accessed,
visited,
and we're able to block sites that are inappropriate. You're not likely to know who accessed it, because it's an open place, people come, they do. But periodically we check, and sites that we see that are inappropriate, you can block it.
But the important thing is that you're intentional about that.
Exactly. And you do have it as one of the rules to access the library. And you cannot come to a space and access the library to do illegal activities like 419 and all the rest of it.
Okay. When you came in, we were talking about something very exciting, an assignment that you are working on at the moment, collaborating with the National Library to do something awesome. Can you share what's going on there and how the younger people can get involved or benefit from that? Sorry.
Yes. Okay. So the National Library has this incredible space in Yaba, Herbert Macaulay, and in that space, they have a little area that was meant to be a children's library.
Okay.
But over the years, they haven't really optimized the use of it. So we went into a collaboration with them to retrofit it. And we felt that it was something whereby we're going to kill many birds with just the one stone. And so we are retrofitting it, and it's going to be the first green library in Nigeria.
What does it mean to be a green library?
So we are looking at the environment, and we're looking at sustainability, and we're looking at being able to use that library when we bring kids in, for them to make them aware of the environment. There's so much talk about climate change and the damage to it. So in retrofitting it, we were intentional about all the things we use. Our lights are LED. We don't have the entire thing is powered by solar. Our flooring is made out of recycled rubber tires.
Wow.
And we brought in a lot of green, a lot of eco-friendly plants are there. Our signage is made out of bamboo. The seating is made out of tree trunks.
I'd love to see this.
I'm looking at it like a resort. It's like a tourist center kind of.
Yes. So when the kids come and they're sitting on the trunk of a tree, you are able to tell them that you haven't bothered to really chop up a tree. You want to know that this is what the tree is like. And when we cut this tree down to make the stumps, we have to plant another tree in its place so that there's always greenery around.
Great
So
idea.
we're going to use that to teach them.
Great idea. But
Yeah.
don't you think that in the urban areas they'll feel left out? Because this is smack in the middle of Yaba, yes? What happens to... Are you having any plans to have this in other areas, urban areas, for children, communities to enjoy?
So the good thing, and why we decided to try to do this work with the National Library, is because the National Library itself is everywhere. I think there's a National Library in every state. That I'm sure it's part of the...
So, yeah.
Yes. And so it's everywhere. We, from our own resources, would not be able to do what we're doing in Yaba everywhere else. But it's like a showpiece, and that's why we were very deliberate in saying that we wanted to look like a national treasure, because really that's
what it should be.
That is what it's supposed to be. And so there's so many people we believe have good intentions, but they don't really know what partnerships to get involved with. And so we're saying that, look, if you have a national library in your state and you have the resources, why don't you create your own national treasure there? And then come and see what we've done here. We don't have to do it for you, but just show somebody and go ahead and do it in your state. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
I'm so excited. Finally, are you working with schools? Because this is about the youth, the children. Are you in partnership with schools, and how do they access these wonderful ideas that you have?
Always, that's our demographic. Always. I mean, a library in Ikoyi, I think every single school within working distance of our library, the kids there know us. If you go there and you ask them, say, oh, that library, this is my card. Because we give them little library cards, and we give them little library bags, and they come every day from school. And we deal a lot with local government primary schools and state schools, and the kids in those schools are hugely independent. They walk home. I mean, their mothers are selling market somewhere, their father is a mechanic with his whatever, and so they don't know what's happening. The child just has his money from the school, go home, and they pass the library and they stop by.
This is really nostalgic for me.
I'm telling you.
I wish that my grandchildren, would be able to experience this library thing.
You can still experience this library thing. You should be able to go there. Like, I want to come and experience what you just shared with us.
While you're counting your dollars.
Be able to feel, what's happening there. Thank you so much. Thank you. We apologize, not too much time. Shows like this is what happens when you really get into the nitty-gritty of it and you're enjoying yourself. Time is spent. But we should have you from time to time, because this is something we should be doing a lot, at different junctions. Okay. Thank you so for
much.
Coming.
Thank you.
Right. I would also want to thank you especially for this. I mean, for me, I don't know, somehow it's a bit personal. So thanks so much. I've really enjoyed it. The reading culture.
The funny thing is that there's this talk all the time. Nigerians don't read reading culture, but there are no books.
There are no books. There are no proper libraries.
There are no books.
Yes, so the reading culture must be revived. There is no substitute to that. Thanks for your time. We should quickly take the last break and return with our final thoughts. And yes, of course, and my nuggets as well. I know,
your nuggets.
Don't go away.
Let's go.
Thank you so much.
We should do this more.
She should sit?
Yes.
Okay, so we are rolling into it.
We should do this more.
Okay,
and then see some pictures.
Yes, good.
You should see some pictures of what you've done.
Okay, they are bringing us now. We're standing by.
Ooh.
Okay, we are not even, just Helen and I. Okay, all right. 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 0, 2, 1.
All right, we're almost done. Thank you so much for having been a part of this show today. Just maybe a minute or two, Johns and nuggets, and we're
yeah.
done.
And I was going to say, today's show has been so fast.
So fast.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're enjoying yourself. So, off to my nugget. Just a quick reminder that the nugget is usually, and it is for those of us who engage in public speaking, like I say, and that is all of us. At some point in time, we will always speak in public. So, my nugget for today is this: the shoe never tells the foot how big to grow. Don't let nobody stop your growth. And again, I take this from the angle of don't let anything limit you. When you get there on stage and you have to address your audience, don't let distractions hold you back. The shoe never tells the foot how big to grow. So go there, spread your wings, fly, do your thing. That's my nugget for today.
You know what's going in my head? I'm looking at some day where we'll be able to do some practicals.
Yes, why
You
not?
know, on this your nugget.
Why not?
Because so many people, you throw this out a lot of the time.
Oh yes, I have a huge followership for that.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. So, how time flies. We are done. It's another Saturday's show out of the way. But we hope, above everything else, that you have been able to benefit from the information and the conversation today. That's our main purpose. Don't forget that this is an entirely program for the family. You know, we like to leave the society a better place, better than we met it, right? So
Yeah,
have we done that today?
Of course, I think we have.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And just a quick reminder that the show will be screened again Saturday night, 10:30, and Sunday morning, 9:30 on Plus TV Africa, DSTV 408, and Star Times 308. Don't miss it.
And on YouTube, we're on 247, streaming live all of the shows from this platform. I am Ongma Helen Odeleye, that name that John loves so much and can never have because he's not from Benue State. Ongma is special. I love you all. I'll see you again same time next.
And I'm John Sanaya. I'm out.